I went to a tap room recently and saw a guy drinking beer through a straw. Turns out there's a lot weirder ways you can drink beer.
Pennsylvania's got breweries along its rivers all over the place. I went to the Susquehanna and brought some back.
He's Lou Bryson. I'm Glen Macnow. We're at the Geronimo Brewing Company at Lily's Gourmet in Doylestown for a new episode of What's Brewing?
What's Brewing is brought to you in part by Monco Maker's Passport. Download your free digital pass and sip your way through Montgomery County. By the Conshohocken Brewing Company, featuring 4 locations and available at beer retailers throughout the tri-state area. By Visit Bucks County. Travel the Bucks County Ale Trail. Get your passport at visitbuckscounty.com. And by support from the Pennsylvania Malt and Brewed Beverage Industry Promotion Board and grant funding from the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board.
Hey, welcome to What's Brewing. He is Beer and Whiskey Authority Lou Bryson. I'm Glen Macnow. We're at Geronimo Brewing at Lily's Gourmet in Doylestown. Beautiful little spot here. You should come by. This is part of the Bucks County Ale Trail. Don't forget, this spot is one of many on the Ale Trail. See what other great locations are available at their free digital passport. Lou, I was in a bar recently. Saw a guy doing this. I said, what the hell is that? He said, get you drunk faster, friend. I said, I don't know. I'm going to ask Lou Bryson.
I used to do this myself with just a little added touch. We always cut a hole in it. And when I say we, I'm talking about college days, like Eisenhower administration, something like that. So, you cut a little hole in, and as you suck on it, there it is. It actually bubbles more. And we always thought, oh, that gets the alcohol into your lungs.
All right. Well, I don't know if that works or not, but it got us asking on social media unusual ways people drink beer. So we got them to set us up with some of their great short circuit pale ale. We're going to run through these quickly, okay? I have a friend, Joe, puts ice cubes in his beer. I don't like it, waters it down. Your thoughts?
Seen it done. My old boss used to do it. It gets it cold. That's about all I can say.
Okay. Some people said they put salt in their beer. A guy named William Wally Walsh said, my dad owned a bar in the 50s. He used salt when the beer was flat to bring carbonation to it.
Should work. Let's try it.
Definitely, well,
yeah.
foams it up.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, you got to drink that. And also, Pithy Handel said, my grandfather put pepper in his beer, said it kept it bubbly. I didn't notice a difference, but he did it. But I do it once in a while because of him. I miss him. Oh, that's so sweet.
That is nice.
That is kind of nice. All right. Double Doink Dynasty said this. I've never seen this before. Tajin sauce, which is a spice, which is a Mexican spice. You rim the glass with it. Don't laugh, I'm trying it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Okay.
All right.
The pepper is actually not bad.
Okay,
Just
well,
saying.
there you go.
Yeah.
Bubba Nangle says, High Life and orange juice. It's a Manmosa. Surprisingly good. All right, you got orange juice right out of my fridge.
I'm going to do it.
All right, here we go.
Again, not bad.
Okay.
Not bad.
Tom Pienta. My Nana used to drink Black Label and tomato juice. Well,
Pretty
I guess
common.
it's
Red eye.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's what they call it in Canada.
I would do that.
Yeah. I don't like tomato juice, and I like that.
Okay, that's not horrible. Mike Weidinger, my old neighbor Mrs. O'Malley drank Guinness and 7-Up. That one's on you. You got a dark beer here, right?
Yep.
Okay. What you notice with all these is nobody fesses up. It's my nana,
Yeah.
It's my grandfather.
It's always somebody older.
Yeah, it's never them.
Whoa, it foamed.
Yeah? How's that going?
Yeah, I'd say no.
This is white bread. Nice handle. It's not the white bread in the beer. White bread says, throw a whole pickle into light beer, gives it a fun flavor. That's become such a thing. Probably has to sit for a while. Joseph Frank Schreier. Oh, this one. Lived in Texas.
Oh.
Somebody turned me on to red beer, delicious. On the table was a container of grated cheese. Tried it, loved it. You want to?
No, they're making fun of this guy.
This is me? All right, this, gosh.
Wow, you weren't shy. Good for you,
Oh,
man.
you know, there's to you. No.
Yeah.
No, that's a terrible
come
idea. Terrible idea. And finally, and this one I thought was really interesting, several people said they drink beer warm or hot. What's Happening said, my uncle, again, not him,
You're right.
would purposely warm up his Schaefer beer if it was cold. He'd put it in his car in the summer to warm it up. That's probably no safer than
That's
putting your
science
dog
right
in
there.
the car. Save my Navy. I know a couple of guys who were in Vietnam who still drink warm beer over ice.
Wow.
And that's what we've done here at Geronimo Brewing. I will never do that again.
No. No.
We did this for show research.
That's right.
And that was certainly
Wow.
worthwhile.
I want another bite of pickle.
I don't want to destroy all their fine beers. The beer here at Geronimo is great. I don't know if you share my advice. Don't use any of this.
Avoid that.
Just enjoy this one. Although the straw, you're down with
That's
the straw.
not all bad.
All right. There you have it. We do these things for you so that you don't have to do them. He's Lou Bryson. I'm Glen Macnow. Coming up, Lou lives up in the, well, you live up near State College, close to the Susquehanna Valley. He's going to tell us all the best beers to drink from there. We're at Geronimo Brewing here at Lily's Gourmet. We're going to try their food too.
Oh, good.
It's a new episode of What's Brewing.
So we went to this place called Bucks County for vacation. There was so much to do. We played games, rode on a train, and visited Kids Castle. I went on rides, water slides, and got to hang with Elmo at Sesame Place. We hiked to this huge boulder field called Ringing Rocks. Oh, and I got to meet a pilot. That was so cool. You gotta go.
Welcome back to What's Brewing. I'm Glen Macnow. This is Lou Bryson. By the way, follow me on Twitter at RealGlenMacnow. Lou's a Facebook guy. You follow him at
Lou Bryson.
There you go. I can
Name
find
is the
that.
brand.
We're at Geronimo Brewing at Lily's Gourmet, right in the heart of Doylestown. Really fun, little, vibrant place. Lunchtime crowd coming in here from the courthouse. Remember, Bucks County Ale Trail is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to things to do around here. Plan your next trip at visitbucks.com. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking the Pathfinder Porter. This is a 6.7% porter.
Nice.
And it's smelling nice.
I got the for-your rise only, not shockingly, a rye ale at 5.6%. And we've got food here, chicken sliders, sweet potato fries with bacon and beer cheese. Hello.
Beer cheese.
And a delicious looking burger. Now, Lou lives up in the middle of the state, and on the way is Susquehanna Valley, a couple hours northwest.
Couple hours. Yeah.
You know the beer scene. Give us a couple good beers from there.
I ran along the river and picked up some beers. This is Diabetes. Cookie dough stout.
I don't know.
From Three Beards Brewing in
Is that-
Sunbury.
Wait, that can't really be
It
the
really
name.
is. It says it.
Diabetes. All right, well, they're giving you the warning at
Oh
least.
yeah, they're letting you know. And
Okay.
at 6.2, it's got plenty of room for cookie in there.
All right, I like it.
Okay. Then we have Berwick Brewing, not Berwick like it looks.
Yeah.
Up there they say Berwick. This is the Zwickel Pilsner. Berwick does a great job on lagers. They're really good at that. My kids and I actually helped restore the building when that place first opened.
Oh, how nice.
Went up there and did some work on that, so
Okay.
that's kind of cool.
All right.
And then I have two beers from Old Forge in Danville, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Old Forge, good brewery. I've had
Right
their
on Main
stuff.
Street. The pub is fantastic. I encourage you to get up there and go into it. It's kind of like this, an old school brew pub. I have the Hopstash IPA, and then I also grabbed one of their Barrel Reserve series. This is a Flanders Red Ale, and I am really looking forward to popping that open.
Or did you want to gift it to a friend?
I can do that because I can get more.
Well, we'll figure that. And if I am correct, they have the River Rat Brew Trail up there.
Yeah.
What do you know about that?
Well, a lot of the breweries along there belong to it. I actually helped write the brochure for it years ago, and it kind of took off because they kept adding more breweries. Well, it's like everywhere else in Pennsylvania.
Well, and that's the thing. We live down here in the southeast part of the state, but wherever you go, we've talked about Western PA, the Pittsburgh area, you up by Center County,
Yep.
and you came in a previous episode talking about the great beers there, Susquehanna Valley, Lehigh Valley. There's really so much going on around the
I got to
state.
say, back when I wrote the Pennsylvania Brewing Guide books, there were these big holes in the state where there was nothing. They're all filled in now.
It's great. So
Yeah.
you get out there and go to these places and enjoy, because Lou may not bring them to you like he brings them to me. All right, we're going to go check in with our friend Sam Stafford. Sam is in Warminster at Tranquility Brewing. Now, this is where they used to train the astronauts. Sam, what do you got today?
Hey Glenn, today we are in Warminster, Pennsylvania at Tranquility Brewing Company, and I'm here with the owner, Sam Crivero. Sam, when most people hear Tranquility, they think peace and calm, but that's not the meaning for this. How did you guys get your name?
Well, first, Tranquility is owned by the Fuge, and we get the name Fuge short for centrifuge. This facility houses the world's largest human centrifuge. It was built by the Navy to test the human body for G-forces. They had great success with it, so NASA borrowed the facility to train all the early astronauts. So with all that training and all the history here, we decided to go with Tranquility, because when Neil landed on the moon, he landed at the Sea of Tranquility. So we have a whole moon theme down here in our Tranquility Brewing.
I love it. And even you take it as far into your machines where it's air pressure instead of the normal CO2.
We wanted something unique, so we found these holding storage tanks which hold about 9 kegs. And with the 9 kegs in there, they're chilled, they have glycol chillers in them, and the beer goes into a bag. And that bag, the whole tank is pressurized, so the air pushes against the bag, pushes it out to our taps, and the taps run lines throughout our whole facility to all of our venues. So a little unique, we don't introduce more CO2 into it, we just pressurize it with air.
Now you have the whole moon theme and space theme. What are some of your popular beers that you have here?
So we name all of our beers something to do with space. Our hazy IPA is kind of our flagship beer. My favorite, we have a cider beer, and I like cinnamon whiskey. So it's infused with cinnamon whiskey, something similar to a Fireball.
So the beers that you do have on tap, how often do you rotate them, or are they always consistent?
We have a core few. That hazy IPA is one of our cores. This cider beer may become one of our core beers. We just did a brown ale with Dad's Hat whiskey.
And you already mentioned that this is a part of the Fuge. So not only do you have the brewery, you have the lab, you have the Fuge, and then you also have the studio. So tell us about the other venues or areas that you have here.
So our Fuge room is our flagship room. It's a very huge room. The centrifuge is in there. It's great for, we had trade show over the weekend. It's great for trade shows. We do bar bat mitzvahs, we do weddings, and we do almost every local school's prom in our big rooms. And then our studio room, we built that more of a wedding venue. But we still do all kinds of parties in there.
And not only do you have all the other event places, but you also do a lot of entertainment and live music. Can you tell us about some of those events?
We love live music. Down here in Tranquility, we do a lot of acoustic sets. We have outdoor space where we can do small bands and acoustic. In our main room, we do a lot of large bands. A lot of fundraisers will bring bands in and use that as their draw. And the studio is called the studio because it's a recording studio. So we love the live entertainment, and we're hoping to bring that back to the Bucks County area in a big way.
Sam, so not only do you have beer, but you also have a full kitchen. So what's your clientele that you serve here?
Well, we see a lot of families over the weekend, a lot of kids, because unlike most places that just serve beer, we have a full kitchen, and we have an outdoor space for families and pets.
You also gave us a little tour with a lot of the history that's here. Is that open to the public, or is that
so
VIP?
What we do on Sundays, we offer free tours for the patrons of Tranquility to go up and see the Fuge room. We'll do a tour at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock on Sundays.
Glenn, we know that this is a place that you really wanted to come visit, but we have a souvenir for you to try.
Oh, we're back on.
All right.
That's okay. Sam, that was great. Tranquility, this is their IPA, Hazy the Space Monkey. Good stuff. We're going to take a minute, eat a little bit of food. When we come back, we'll check in with Joe Sixpack. With Lou Bryson, I'm Glen Macnow. Geronimo Brewing in Doylestown for What's Brewing. Hey, it's Glen Macnow here with Andrew Colligan, genius and chief bottle washer at the Conshohocken Brewing Company, here to show us what's hot for 2023.
Our lead dog, Type A IPA, citrus and grapefruit, 7% West Coast IPA.
Love this one. It's coming home with me. What's next?
Life Coach, our hazy IPA, our fastest growing brand, juicy and citrusy, perfect for any hazy IPA.
And very crushable. Keep going.
Ring the Bell, our American lager, crisp, clean, easy drinking, tastes especially good down to the game.
No better way to celebrate a win. And
Backpack beer, our Belgian style wheat, light, refreshing, and approachable. Throw a couple backpacks in your backpack.
I'm going to go take a hike. Finally,
Publer's Row, our classic ESB, proud to make maybe one of the best English ales in the country. Philly loves an underdog. Support your local brewery and watering hole.
It's a beautiful sentiment. All these available at Conshohocken Brewing locations or wherever great beer is sold. Hey, welcome back to What's Brewing. I'm Glen Macnow. This is the time of the show where we go 4,000 miles away to France, checking with our friend Joe Sixpack. And even from that distance, Joe Sixpack, you know that with the warm weather coming, people are starting to plan spring, summer vacations, and you say stay in Pennsylvania. Well, actually, one's outside, but stay close because there's some great beer trips you can take. The first one starts right up the road with our friends at the Bucks County Ale Trail.
Right. I think that everybody should choose a great beer destination for their travel, and there's a great one right in the whole Bucks County area. Their ale trail is one of the best in the states. Glenn, you and I have been to almost every single brewery in Bucks County, and really have had a great time over the years with our filming in those locations. I can highly recommend them. You should check out the Ale Trail website at Bucks County. You can even get a passport and you'll get a free T-shirt if you click off enough locations. And you know, if you're already from Bucks County, you want to move on, go online, go to visit PA.com. They have a list of all of the ale trails and beer trails through the state. So pick a good one. It's a good day trip.
Pennsylvania really is a treasure trove of great beer areas, and you're right, Bucks County. We start with that. Let's go just a little bit further out, and our show did a feature on this a couple of years ago. Lidditz, Pennsylvania. What might we find there?
This is one of those great towns where you could just spend the whole day there. Lidditz is small town, USA, wonderful tourist place, very quaint. Pennsylvania Dutch area out there in Lancaster County. The downtown has the famous Moravian Historic District. There's no fewer than a half dozen breweries in the immediate vicinity, including Collusion, which you and I have been to, Appalachian, Fetish, Compass Mill, really fantastic breweries, a lot of fun. You can go to the Sturgis Pretzel Factory and you know, fill up on that. And there's also the Bull's Head Public House, which is frequently voted the best beer bar in the whole country. Great location.
Beer, pretzels, shoe-fly pie. It's a well-rounded diet. Just one thing. Did you say one of those breweries was called Fetish?
Yes, it is called Fetish.
Okay.
It's a beer fetish.
So they say. Anyway.
Yes.
All right, well, I'll check that one out for sure. And then I find myself in Pittsburgh once or twice a year. I have not done the beer scene over there. Help me out. Help our viewers out.
Yeah, I know Philadelphia gets all the publicity when it comes to beer in a big city in Pennsylvania, but Pittsburgh really can't take a backseat to anyone. It's got a fantastic selection of beers, a lot of really good bar hopping around the vicinity of PNC Park. You know, you think of Pittsburgh, you think of Iron City, a beer that may not be at the top of anybody's list, but there's a lot of other breweries there, including Dancing Gnome, which is famous for their juicy IPAs, Cinderland's Photo House, which has these wonderful mixed fermentation brews, Strange Roots with their barrel-aged beers, and finally, Church Brew Works, located in a former Baptist church. Great visit.
That's nice. I have not looked at the schedule. Shame on me to see when the Phillies play the Pirates. Go out there this summer. But the ballpark is terrific, the neighborhood around it, so you plan that along with a beer trip. That's a really nice weekend or middle of the week trip. I love it, and it is a great chance to explore new breweries. All right, let's go a little bit east, and let's go to Atlantic City. Everybody goes to the shore for this summer. What's the sights?
Well, you know, beer festivals are a great way to check out a town. I really would highly recommend the Atlantic City Beer and Music Festival. It's a 2-day event, weirdly on June 2nd and June 4th. I guess it's to give everybody a little bit of rest in between. And it returns this year to Bader Field, the old airport at in Atlantic City. So you have an outdoor event, and it features wonderful music. And this year it actually has the Dropkick Murphys, so it's a named band there that's going to be playing.
Yeah, actually that is a great band. All right, so that takes care of my summer. In the fall, maybe I'll get a little more ambitious, save up all my money, go overseas, and go to
Munich Oktoberfest. It's got to be on every beer lover's wish list. It's a must-do for anybody. It's the biggie. This is beer mecca as far as I'm concerned. Once in a lifetime expedition. 6 million people show up in Munich, which is really only about the size of Philadelphia, and they squeeze into tents that think of like a tent the size of the Palestra.
Yeah.
And they fill up these tents and drink lots of big liters of beer, lots of food. Put it on. If you can't make it this year, definitely put it on your list to go to down the line. This year's begins on September 16th, by the way. Oktoberfest begins in September traditionally, so make sure you plan ahead.
I think that's great. I've never been there. My son went a couple of years back, was in one of those tents. It was an extremely rainy day. He lost his sneaker in the mud in the rain, was going to go back and try to find it. There's 180,000 people between him and his shoe, so
yeah.
He went home shoeless. Nonetheless, had a great time, and all of those are great trips, whether they're 30 miles away or 3,000 miles away. Joe Sixpack, there's always good beer, and you always find it. Hey, here's to you. Till I see you next week, my friend. We'll be back with more on What's Brewing.
The Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board is holding its first ever Freedom from Hunger Drive in the spring. We normally hold it in the fall, and we'll still be doing that, but we want to help the soup kitchens and food pantries all across Montgomery County recover from exhausting their resources over the holidays and get ready for the summertime when kids won't be in school for free and reduced meals. No one should have to wake up with the burden of worrying if they'll have enough to eat that day. So help us fight hunger together at valleyforge.org/hunger. For the Tourism Board, I'm Rachel Riley.
Hey, we're back with Lou Bryson. I'm Glen Macnow. It's an episode of What's Brewing here at Geronimo Brewing at Lily's Gourmet, right in the middle of Doylestown. Joined by Scott Geisel, who is the lead bartender here. Let's talk about first what we're drinking. What's Lou got there?
He has the Prickly Pear Pale Ale. It was kind of a, you could tell by the lighting, it kind of looks like a sour. It's actually not. It gets that color from the actual pear that's in the brewing process.
All right, what about the bartender? I always want to know what he's drinking.
I'm drinking the ESB.
I love an ESB.
Ooh, we're about to keg it, so I'm sure the brewer would not mind pouring you a glass, a fresh glass.
Oh, yeah. Well, and one of the things, we're going to get back to this in a minute, but one of the things that's really cool is this is a very cozy spot. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Which I literally can reach out my left arm and kind of get myself.
Almost.
Yeah, tell us just a little bit about the style of your place here.
So, Geronimo is a vision of the brewers. It's a small local place where you're not going to find our beer on tap in any restaurants. Most of our clientele walk here. It's the kind of place where someone walks in the door, almost everybody at the bar knows who they are. It's a place where you can come with your significant other and have a conversation, have a good meal. We're part of the Lily's Gourmet organization as well. We share the same kitchen, so it's a great place for a meal, a dinner, some conversation.
Nice, really nice.
Yep.
You know, I kind of get the feeling that if you didn't know me and I walked in here, I'd still feel pretty welcome.
I have a feeling we'd be friends.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and we want to ask you kind of about the menu because I am drinking I'm not even sure what this is, what kind of beer this is.
It would be an ale.
Okay, I'm drinking an ale,
yeah.
fine. He's drinking an ale. What don't they have a lot of on the menu?
They have one IPA. One.
We always have one IPA. We change it up. We make it rotational. Always tweak the recipe a little bit.
Oh, so a different kind of IPA.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We try to offer a wide variety of quality beers. You're not going to find double IPAs. You're not going to find double hazies or even a lot of sours. You're going to find staples in the beer business.
Yeah.
All right, now what is this? Because this is a whole different animal.
That is a different breed of
cat.
cat.
Yeah, you try this.
That beer is actually from Henry Mercer's personal journal dated 1883. The Historical Society came across...
Famous philanthropist,
yes.
Mercer Museum, Mercer College, I think?
No relation.
No, not
Him
that.
and James Michener probably are two biggest celebrities.
James Michener drinks here? Go on, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think he would if he could.
Yes.
So the Historical Society found the recipe in one of his journals, reached out to our brewer, and asked if he could reproduce it in time for the annual Fonthill Beer Festival in August. So our brewer, he's like a mad scientist. He goes online to figure out what was prevalent in this area in the 1880s and produced it, and it was a fan favorite at the Beer Fest.
And one of the things about it is it comes in at 3.5%.
Yes.
Lou, you don't find a lot of beers these days under double that, 7%.
Yeah, and I love that. I love being able to, because I like drinking beer. I like to drink beer, and if you drink too many of those 7-8%ers, you lose the house.
You're not walking home.
No!
All right, one of the other things that I really like is you guys do a lot of charity things. I know you did
Yes.
one recently, help raise relief money for Ukraine.
That's
You
correct.
have another beer here that honors somebody who, a local kid who was killed in Iraq.
Colby Umbrell, who
Yeah, tell us
passed
a little
away
bit
in-
about that and kind of the larger campaign you got going there.
So Drew he's known for his quality beers, more or less. The Ukraine beer, after the conflict started, he came up with an old European Keller beer, and proceeds of that going to the World Central Kitchen, and it was a huge hit. People came in, he was advertising it, promoting it, and people were donating. By donating, I mean drinking the beer, proceeds going to the event. But drinking with a
way
purpose,
to donate.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
drink with a purpose. Yes, I like that.
The Colby Umbrell, same thing. His family has a foundation in his honor, and they produced a beer for that event called NPM Pilsner. NPM, I believe it was his sister that came up with that. Mechanical party machine was a term that he used quite
Nice.
often. And he was from the Doylestown area, went to CB East, played football, the whole 9 yards. And he did not make it back. He passed away in 2007.
All right, Geronimo Brewing in Doylestown. Tell people how to find it when you're open.
Geronimo Brewery is right in the center of town, across from the monument. You can't miss us. We're on Facebook. We have our own website. If you don't find us, that's even better.
Hours?
Hours. We're here doing lunches 5 days a week, starting on Wednesdays. So we offer lunch and dinners Wednesday through Sunday.
And the food's pretty good too. Hey, thanks so much for having us.
Thank you, guys.
Lou Bryson, always a pleasure, my friend. I will see you
Cheers.
again. And thanks to everybody for watching What's Brewing.
What's Brewing is brought to you in part by Monco Maker's Passport. Download your free digital pass and sip your way through Montgomery County. By the Conshohocken Brewing Company, featuring 4 locations and available at beer retailers throughout the tri-state area. By Visit Bucks County. Travel the Bucks County Ale Trail. Get your passport at visitbuckscounty.com. And by support from the Pennsylvania Malt and Brewed Beverage Industry Promotion Board and grant funding from the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board.